Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I've got a ticket on an Airbus A321 in the exit row, but what I'm really interested in what the view is going to be like, so keep watching to find out what the view is going to be like out the window of my Airbus. D2 is my departure gate here at MSP for my flight to LaGuardia today. Before I get on the airplane, let's check out the view of the aircraft itself from the gate.
And here is my A321. It's got 20 seats in first class, 29 seats in Comfort Plus, and 142 seats in the main cabin. It's a long narrow-body aircraft, and today my seat is in the main cabin, or so I thought. Keep watching to find out what happened to my seat despite my boarding pass saying 27F. I was able to board with the Diamond boarding group. I'm ready to board this airplane here at Minneapolis as the crew preps us to get to LaGuardia this afternoon. As I board this A321, I've got a bit of walking to do. My seat is in the last section, so I need to walk by first class, Comfort Plus, and a good part of the main cabin. Oh, and my seat is on the right side of the airplane because the wind at LaGuardia at the time of my arrival will be from the south. I'll explain more later. I'm in the exit row, and I can't get over the amount of legroom here. It's more legroom than in first class, with no seat in front of me because ahead of my seat is an actual door. The door is only opened in the event of an emergency, and it's a bit smaller than the boarding door. This makes the seat an emergency exit row seat, and I meet the criteria for sitting in this seat. As I took in the view of this American Airlines 737 painted in retro AirCal colors, I was interrupted by a flight attendant, not to ask me if I was ready to assist during an emergency, but she had another message for me.
So the flight attendant just came by and let me know that I'm probably going to get the upgrade to first. I'll still be on the right side of the plane though.
Here you go, sir.
4D.
Peter?
Okay, thank you.
I'm being escorted to seat 4D in the first class cabin. I was not expecting that to happen because first class was totally sold out, but one passenger did not show up and I was number one on the upgrade list. This means a bigger seat, but a lot less legroom. What do you prefer, first class or the exit row with the legroom? It's time for pushback to runway 17 for the flight to LaGuardia. As we taxi out, I'm going to explain our approach to you. Now, this might sound like one of my typical approach videos to LaGuardia so far. With the wind coming from the south at exactly 180 degrees, I expect to make right traffic to runway 22 because runway 13 will be the departure runway, and departing traffic off of runway 13 will occupy airspace to the east of LaGuardia. This means that as we approach LaGuardia from the south, we'll fly west of the airport, then turn right, north of the airport, to land on runway 22. This keeps us clear of runway 13 departures, and this is the reason why I sat on the right side of the airplane, because typically, New York Approach Control will vector aircraft up the Hudson River, meaning that Manhattan will be on the right side of the plane. I've been in this situation more than I can count, and I have strategically chosen a seat on the right side of the airplane when LaGuardia is in this configuration. But there are exceptions to the rule, although it's not written in stone, and honestly, I don't always get why this exception occurs. Yes, we will pass by LaGuardia Airport to its west before we land on runway 22. That's pretty much guaranteed because runway 13 is the departure runway. But sometimes, not always, we don't go up the Hudson, and that's what's going to happen later today. Instead of flying northbound on the Hudson, Approach Control will assign us a heading to fly up the East River. This means that Manhattan will be on the left side of the airplane. I did everything that I could to ensure, well, at least my original seat would be on the right side of the airplane because most of the time aircraft will fly up the Hudson, but not today, and I'm really not sure why. For the rest of the video, I'm going to provide the full audio of every flight approaching LaGuardia Airport. I'll increase the volume when our flight, Delta 1020, is conversing with New York Approach Control. When our flight is not conversing, I'll lower the volume, but I'll be providing commentary throughout. We're approaching the New York City area from the west on the Milton 4 arrival, and we'll fly over New Jersey, south of the city, and then turn left towards the north. Let's listen in.
New York approach Delta 1020, 10,000 with Lima.
Delta 1020 New York, altimeter 3003.
Yes, sir.
We have called the New York Approach Control facility at 10,000 feet over New Jersey, indicating that we received the latest airport information in Lima. The controller provides the altimeter setting for LaGuardia to us. The controller is handling all arrivals to LaGuardia until the handoff to the control tower, as well as aircraft passing through the area. This includes flights from the north and the south. This controller is really busy and needs to bring all LaGuardia arrivals to the same point. Let's listen in for a moment to some of the transmissions to other aircraft in the airspace.
47 Tango, radar service terminates 3 miles west of Sandy Hook, squawk VFR, frequency change approved.
47 Tango, squawk VFR, thanks for your help, good day.
Yeah.
4792 is the airport.
Tower 4792, cleared visual 22 and 187, good day.
187, clear for visual, 22, 4792.
Approach Air Canada 734, sending 4,000.
Air Canada 734, New York, reduce speed to 200 and descend at 3,000.
Squawk C200, descend at 3,000, Air Canada 734.
JetBlue 2156, speed 180.
180, JetBlue 2156.
4810, speed 210.
Boy, is this controller busy.
American 2302, descend at 4,000.
4000, American 2302.
Southwest 1644, turn left 040.
040, Southwest 1644.
Brickyard 5770, fly present heading, descend at 8,000.
Present heading, descend at 8,000, 770.
Southwest 2708, fly heading 040.
040, South 278.
Delta 333, right 140.
Right, 140, 333.
Did you get all that? The controller spoke to VFR flights and many flights bound to LaGuardia, like an Air Canada flight from the north and multiple flights from the south, who he asked to slow down, descend, and fly headings to proceed west of LaGuardia, then back around to land on runway 22.
Southwest 2708, descend at 4,000.
4,000, South 278.
And a good rate, please. Delta 333, fly heading 160.
160, 333. Roger, Meridian 14 Golf Victor, with you descending at 12,600 for 8,500.
Air Canada 734, 190.
For now, we get to keep our heading, but descend to 9,000 feet.
Delta 1020, fly present heading, descend, maintain 9,000.
All right, 9,000 and present heading, Delta 1020.
Up ahead, Delta, JetBlue, and Air Canada are getting close to LaGuardia, among others.
Delta 333, maintain 2,000, let me know when you have the field.
Down 2,000, we have field side Delta 333.
JetBlue 2156, heading 050.
050, JetBlue 2156.
Canada 734, 170.
And other aircraft are between us and the closer in arrivals.
Brickyard 5725, speed 210, and maintain 4,000, good rate.
210, 4,000, good rate, Brigger 5725.
American 2302, speed 210.
Slow 210, American 2302.
Here's the plane behind us checking in.
Approach, Brickyard 4575, 10,000, leave.
Delta and Air Canada are now instructed to call the tower.
Delta 333, right 220, clear visual approach 22, contact tower.
Right 220, clear visual approach, runway 22, switch to tower, Delta 333.
Canada 734, clear ILS 22, 187.
Clear for the ILF, runway 22, Air Canada.
Part of the controller's job is to let aircraft going to LaGuardia be advised about other aircraft in the vicinity.
Southwest 1644, traffic 1 o'clock 7, westbound 7700, descending is the cirrus.
Look at Southwest 1644.
Notice the controller telling aircraft to fly heading 050.
Brickyard 5725, heading 050.
Heading 050, Brigger 5725.
Brickyard 4810, heading 050.
050, Brigger 4810.
This is the heading that will bring them northeastbound toward New York City. Now, it's not always going to bring them up the Hudson River.
70 left to 040.
Left 050, 5770.
Some aircraft are told to fly a heading of 40 degrees. This heading brings aircraft to the vicinity of Manhattan. Now, this American pilot asks if he can follow the Hudson River northbound.
You want American 2302 to follow the river?
American 2302, descend your present heading.
Present heading, American 2302.
The controller did not allow American to follow the Hudson River northbound, despite the pilot requesting to do so. It's a beautiful day in New York City, and it would have been very easy to follow the Hudson northbound, but it was denied by the controller. Today, no aircraft are being told to follow the Hudson northbound or are being given headings that specifically put them over the Hudson River. Why? Honestly, I'm not sure. This is not what normally happens.
7500 for Golf Victor.
7500 for Golf Victor, thank you.
JetBlue 2156, do you have LaGuardia or the Air Canada intent?
Yeah, both in sight, JetBlue 2156.
JetBlue 2156, right 190, follow Air Canada, clear visual 22.
Right 190, clear visual 22.
JetBlue's up next for landing, and we're being told about a traffic conflict with a Piper Meridian that's close to us. The Meridian is also informed about us.
For Golf Victor, no delay through 85, traffic 12 o'clock and 7 southeastbound at 9 or 321.
Golf Victor, roger.
Delta 1020, traffic descending underneath you, 11 o'clock 7 westbound 9000 Meridian.
So look at Delta 1020.
Because aircraft are passing through the airspace of LaGuardia arrivals, it's important for the controller to be aware of the whole picture of aircraft in the area. Let's listen into now aircraft that are ahead of us.
Brickyard 4810, right 140, maintain 2000.
140, 2000, break 4810.
Brickyard 5725, reduce speed at 180, thanks for the descent.
B1A, Burger 5725.
Brickyard 2302, 180 knots.
180 on the knots, American 2302.
And now the controller tells that Meridian aircraft to change frequencies.
4 Golf Victor, contact 12855, they'll have lower.
12855, 4 Golf Victor, slow now.
Brickyard 4810, right 160.
160, we do the field break 46.
Brickyard 4575, heading 120, descend 9 or 1000.
120 heading 9000, Brickyard 4575.
Greetings, Southwest 2251, level 10,000 with Lima.
Southwest 2251, New York.
As the approach controller talks to aircraft both ahead of and behind us, he's ready to set us up for our turn towards Manhattan. We're told to turn left at 40 degrees. This, unfortunately, will point our nose right up the East River, not the Hudson River. We're also told to descend to 7,000 feet. He'll also point out traffic, a 737 climbing out of Newark Airport to 6,000 feet.
Up to 1020, left 040, descend to 7,000.
040 down to 7,000, so 1020.
Brickyard 4575, descend to 8,000.
8,000, Brickyard 4575.
Up to 1020, once you roll out on the 40 heading, additional traffic 11 o'clock and about 10 southbound, climbing out of 4 for 6, 737.
Alright, we'll lose the altitude 20.
So there will be 1,000 feet of separation between us, the LaGuardia arrival, and the Newark departure. This is really busy airspace today, and we won't be allowed to descend further until we're clear of that traffic.
Southwest 1644, flighting 040, speed
As we turn to the 40-degree heading, our left wing dips and we have a nice view of the sky. Way ahead, the controller issues approach clearance to a plane approaching the runway, and another aircraft checks in behind us.
Brickyard 5725, turn right 190, you're following company, just turning final now at 1900.
190, sea traffic, follow it, Brickyard 1025.
Brickyard 5725, follow company, clear visual 22 and 187, good day.
187, clear visual 22, E2, 1025.
Approach Brickyard 5593, leveling 10,000 on beauty, information Lima.
Brickyard 5593, altimeter 3003.
3003, Brickyard 5593.
We're looking at the Jersey Shore, and our nose is aligned with the East River on the east side of Manhattan. It was my hope that the controller would assign us a new heading to align us up the Hudson River, either by radar vectors or visual clearance, but that just didn't happen today. And it didn't happen for most of the aircraft today approaching LaGuardia.
Brickyard 4575, left 050.
Left 050, Brickyard 4575.
American 2302, descend at 2000.
2000, American 2302.
We're getting closer and closer to New York City while over New Jersey, and in a moment we'll be over Sandy Hook Bay. This is the standard routing for arrivals from the west and south, and thousands of passengers get to experience this view. Some will get lucky based on the side of the airplane they're sitting on. In any case, we need to get lower so we can land, and that 737 out of Newark is no longer a factory for us, so the controller allows us to descend to a lower altitude.
Up to 1020, you're clear of traffic, descend 4,000. 4,000,
I hope you like the format of this particular video. My intention is to make you feel like you're part of the flight and almost simulate being in the cockpit. In the cockpit, the captain and first officer are having conversations with each other, and air traffic control is always talking in the background, but they need to listen in to when they're called for the next command from the controller. So here I'm talking to you while keeping ATC on in the background, but highlighting when we are talking to the controller. The flight deck crew is preparing the airplane for landing and having their own conversations while maintaining air traffic situational awareness by listening in to all transmissions on the frequency. I'm doing the same thing here. ATC is always on, and I'm occasionally talking to you, my partner on this flight. Sometimes, like now, there's no talking at all. Okay, ATC has a few things to say to other pilots now.
American 2302, do you have the airport in sight?
Inside, American 2302.
American 2302, clear visual 22, 187, good day.
Clear the visual 22, over to tower, you have a good day.
Southwest 2251, descend and maintain 7,000.
Send that to 7,000, Southwest 2251.
American Southwest 2708, descend and maintain 2,000.
2000, Southwest 2708.
Southwest 1644, reduce speed to 180.
180 knots, Southwest 1644.
That's Brooklyn's Breezy Point coming into view on the left-hand side. We are now entering the city of New York.
Brickyard 5593, fly 160.
160, Brickyard 5593.
Air Shuttle 6015, 12-7, descending 10.
Air Shuttle 6015, altimeter 3003. Southwest 2708, right 130.
130, Southwest 2708.
Well, this is it. As we look at Coney Island and the rest of Brooklyn, we're approaching the island of Manhattan, and passengers on the left side of the plane will be treated to a spectacular and really close-up view of the city. I'm flabbergasted. I really did not expect this today. This is really, really rare. I know the controller was really busy, so maybe he didn't have time to assign multiple headings, but I've rarely seen this happen. Often, the airspace is divided into two approach control frequencies, one for the aircraft as they're entering the controller's airspace, and another for aircraft on the final legs of the approach, generally while within New York City. But today, the controller is handling all aircraft from 10,000 feet down to the final approach course. He's really, really busy. As we continue straight along, the controller has us descend further and slow down so that we don't get too close to the airplane in front of us. But right before we do that, the very busy controller needs to talk to a few other aircraft that are on the frequency.
Southwest 2708, right 210 to intercept.
210, heading intercept, Southwest 21.
Southwest 1644, descend to 2000.
Set 2000, Southwest 1644.
Brickyard 5770, reduce to 180.
180, 5770.
Delta 1020, descend to 3000, and then slow to 180.
3000, 180 speed, Delta 1020.
Brickyard 5807, descend to 7000.
7000, Brickyard 5807.
Brickyard 5593, descend to 8000, left 110.
8000, left 110, Brickyard 5593.
Southwest 1644, right 140.
Right heading 140, Southwest 1644.
I always like to make videos about the great Manhattan view, but let's take in what we see here. The view of Brooklyn and Queens. In the distance, we can see Kennedy Airport, the other airport in Queens. The controller is talking to some planes ahead of us as they turn right over the Bronx to line up with runway 22.
3 miles northwest down there at 2.5. You're supposed to stay outside there. Just turn right to 180.
Heading 180, Southwest 1644.
Southwest 2708, do you have the airport in sight?
Yep, Southwest 2708.
Southwest 2708, clear visual 22 and tower 187, good day.
87, adios, visual approach 22, Southwest 27.
Southwest 1644, follow your company, clear visual 22, 187.
The controller is about to give us a small, hardly noticeable vector to the left so we can properly be spaced with the aircraft ahead of us.
Delta 1020, turn left 10 degrees.
Left 10 degrees, Delta 1020.
Southwest 2251, heading 040, descend to 4000.
The left turn to 50 degrees still keeps us on the east side of Manhattan, but I'm getting ready for my favorite part of the approach today, the view of LaGuardia Airport. And since we're east of Manhattan, we're about as close as we can get to LaGuardia for a right downwind leg.
Brickyard 5770, right 140.
140, 5770.
Southwest 1644, 160 on the speed, contact tower, good day.
This makes up for the Manhattan view, and the timing was great, as I was able to catch an American Airlines 737 landing on the runway 22 here.
Air Shuttle 6015, squawk 2702 and maintain 8000.
2702, maintain 8000, Air Shuttle 6015.
American 1427, altimeter 3003 with Lima.
If you're an astute viewer, you also notice that runway 13 was the departure runway, which keeps climbing aircraft on the other side of the airport, which is the reason why the approach controller placed us on this side of the airport. We will not interfere with any departures this way.
Brickyard 5770, descend to 2000.
Descend 2000, 5770.
Brickyard 4575, reduce speed to 180.
180 on the speed, Brickyard 4575.
Brickyard 5807, fly heading.
We're now flying over the Bronx, and in order to land, we'll need to continue on this heading for just a little bit more, then we'll be issued a right-hand turn onto the final approach course. Check out this Southwest 737 on short final to runway 22. We'll be there momentarily.
Inside.
Brickyard 5770, clear visual 22, 187.
Clear visual, 827, 877 today.
Afternoon approach, American 1427, 10,000 with Lima.
Like he's done for many aircraft ahead of us, the approach controller is now going to assign us a lower altitude to get ready for landing.
Delta 1020, descend at 2000.
2000, Delta 1020. Approach is Zero B69 or 87 Juliet, checking in at 6,500.
87 Juliet, Raj, altimeter 3003.
87 Juliet.
Brickyard 4575, heading 050, descend at 3000.
3000, 050 heading.
Download 2251, 210 knots. Brickyard 5807, fly 040, descend at 4000.
040 down to 4,000. We got 5807.
American 1427, left 100.
A few moments ago, we heard a Brickyard flight get clear for the approach and call the tower.
5117,
Here's that
210
airplane,
knots.
and it's now our turn to turn right to follow it.
Delta 1020, right 130.
130 heading, Delta 1020.
We're told to turn right in a base leg turn, which will bring us back around to line up with and eventually land on runway 22. We didn't go too far out today and make the turn over Lower Westchester, very close to the Bronx.
1427 was blocked.
Delta 2064, descend maintain 8000. American 1427, altimeter 3003.
Okay, thanks.
As we get closer to the final approach course, the controller asks us if we can see the airport, and we're asked to turn further to the right, get clear for the approach, and contact the control tower at the airport.
Delta 1020, do you have LaGuardia in sight yet? Endeavor 5117, reduce speed to 180.
Speed 180 there, 5117.
Delta 1020, right 190, clear visual 22, 187.
Alright, 198, clear for visual 22, 187, Delta 1020.
We turn right to a heading of 190 degrees, and once we're lined up with the extended center line of runway 22, which is on a 225-degree heading, we'll level the wings and fly straight in. This all occurs over New Rochelle before we enter the Bronx again. Just like all of the aircraft ahead of us that were clear for the approach, it's now time for us to check in with the LaGuardia Airport Control Tower. It's the job of the controller to manage the runways and issue us clearance to land.
Our Delta 1020, visual 22.
1020 LaGuardia Tower, traffic 2.13, wind 180.14, runway 22 to line.
22 Delta 1020.
We are cleared to land on runway 22. So for this part, I'm not going to include transmissions with other flights on this frequency because the focus of this video is on the previous portion of the approach and the lack of the Manhattan view today, despite passing LaGuardia Airport to its west. You had a great deal of exposure to the work of the approach controller, who was working very hard to get every aircraft to the point at which we're at now. From here, it's straight on in, over the Bronx to runway 22. All right, everybody, this was a pretty intense video, so for the remainder of the video, I'm just going to leave you with some music as we land on runway 22. I'm going to keep the camera rolling until we pull up to the gate.
All right, well, welcome again to New York City. I really hope you enjoyed that approach. You know, you never really know if you're going to be flying up the Hudson or up the East River. Things change on a last-minute basis, really depending on the traffic pattern. But I'm really glad that I was able to show you how we fit into the traffic pattern for the arrivals to runway 22 today. All right, everybody, I'm on the ground outdoors in New York City at LaGuardia Airport. It is a beautiful day. I really hope you enjoyed the video of my approach to runway 22. Remember that my channel provides a very unique perspective on commercial aviation. So if you're not a subscriber to my channel, please consider subscribing and click on the bell button so that you get alerts as to every time I post a new video for you. Thanks, everybody, and I'll see you all very, very soon.